Hey, Chad. Welcome to Alveus. 3-year plan. This is my land.
I was rehabilitating a red-tailed hawk. His name was Bean. And naturally, in just chatting, I was talking about my falconry experience. So I brought the hawk out on stream and I told everybody about the hawk. And then a clip of that went on Reddit, and the rest is history.
This is Bean. He is a juvenile red-tailed hawk. He was hit by a car a few months ago. So I just got my falconry license and I'm rehabilitating him for a couple months. I just fly him every day and I weigh him every day. And yeah, so hopefully in like a month and a half or 2 months, and then I'm gonna take him out to hunt a few times with me and just make sure he can hunt on his own, and then I'll release him back to where we found him.
So I rehabilitated that bird on stream almost entirely.
Awesome.
Yeah, I did all of his flight training on stream. I did some of his hunting training on stream. And so I saw my community on Twitch really get attached to this bird and be really invested in his rehabilitation story.
Okay, so we're going to Bean's release spot. Lonnie. This is where it happened. Phil Strongman's out. This is where we did it. Right here, where we opened the box, and then he flew out to that tree, and he was sitting right there. Now we're here with her. This is where it was when we let him out of the box. He was just like sitting here. He was sitting here just like looking at us like what do you want? Like, what are you doing? And then he flew out, and immediately when he flew out, I had this like falconer reflex of like trying to like grab my line, my crayons. Because my bird was leaving, and then I was like, wait, I don't have to do that, because he's free. This is Sydney. She's an umbrella cockatoo.
And turns out there are people that really are into the conservation thing, and they love hearing about the animals and what I'm passionate about.
Oh my gosh, wait, this is my favorite spider. Sorry, I know this is weird. This is my favorite spider on the planet. This is literally what they look like. It's literally what it says right there. It's a blue Goliath bird-eating spider. Yeah, I have 100 viewers. I'm just showing you guys pictures of spiders that nobody wants to see. See, you guys think the spider looks cool. I'm gonna change everybody's mind on spiders, I swear. Spiders are so sick. I'll bring a tarantula home on stream for a stream. Should I do that, or that would make me like the weird tarantula girl? No, you're the scuffed Pokemon Falcon girl. I already told my stream some stuff about ravens, but I'm gonna tell you more about them because they're so sick and there's so much to say. First of all, they're so smart. They sound like people. Like, they talk and they sound like people. Like parrots. Parrots, when they talk, they sound like parrots. And when ravens talk, like, they sound like an actual person. They mimic like specific people's voices. I had a raven in the back of my truck once to do an educational presentation about him, and I forgot that he talked, and he said hi, and I almost crashed my car because I thought that there was a man in my back seat.
Bureau reporter Asia Gore explains how Maya Higa used a social media site called Twitch to raise $32,000 for the homeless in our community.
On the eve of her 21st birthday, Maya Higa logs on to her Twitch account. But this time, Higa asks her nearly 46,000 Twitch followers to celebrate her birthday with a donation to 5 Cities Homeless Coalition, where she volunteered.
At that point, $17,000 had been raised. And I said, come again?
Absolutely blown away.
You can see it on Higa's face. Amazement as total strangers from around the globe chip in. So Nichols rushes out to get Higa a birthday cake and presents it for the thousands of viewers to see.
It was really special. She cried a little bit, I cried a little bit.
An emotional moment
She brought me a cake!
as this special birthday wish comes true.
In 2019 and 2020, I had a podcast. It was called the Conservation Cast. And I would have biologists come on my stream. I would do an hour or so long interview. And then we'd fundraise for a nonprofit of their choice.
Don't look at my butt.
That was incredible. They were just mind blown that an hour of their time they saw fundraising like that. And so I started saying at the end of the podcast that Twitch is an untapped reservoir for doing good.
This is how big they are right now. This one's about 170 grams. He's very unhappy. He doesn't like to be with people, but he's getting released, so he won't have to be for very long. This is all 6 of them.
I realized that that model, the ambassador model is what we call it at Alveus, is really powerful, that people need to care about individual animals to care about their wild counterparts, their species as a whole.
He came into the center at 900 grams, and he is 1,045 grams today. Ready to go, huh? This is Rick. He's very angry and he's very ready to go. There he goes. Bye, Rick. Another one in the books. He's big. Yeah, well, actually not big compared to Bean. They're like mini beans. They were brought into the rehab center because they were blown out of a nest and they don't know how to hunt on their own and they're not in good enough shape. So if I were to release them, they wouldn't know how to find food and they would probably starve to death if they weren't picked up by a bigger bird of prey. Right. If she weighs what I want her to weigh on Saturday, then we'll do a release stream on Saturday. Here's Dip, and I don't want to hold him for too long because he doesn't like it. He thinks he still has dresses on. Oh no. That'll do. Dot. Oh no. I'm gonna cry. When she came into the center, she was hit by a car and then she was on the ground with head trauma from being hit by a car, and when she was on the ground she was attacked by a dog. When I saw her for the first time, she was in an ICU cage and she couldn't hold her head up and she couldn't like hold her wings up. So she was lying on this towel in the ICU cage with just flat wings on both sides and her head just straight out. She looks like shit, and my boss was like, yeah, she does. I think I'm just gonna euthanize her because she's in such bad shape and it looks like she's in a lot of pain. So I saw her and I was like, like I've seen red tails that are almost this bad, not this bad, but like almost this bad. So I was like, I may as well give it a shot. Let's give her some pain meds. I'll tube her. And she's doing miles better. She's like reaching for food. Crazy, right? Alright. Holy heavy. This is gonna be a lot of bird to fly. Does it look familiar to you? No, a little. The same body of water that we released the great horned owl to. Tina, for those of you who don't know, I have had her for, 25 days today. She's huge. I mean, look at this wingspan. I should have measured it at some point, but she's huge. Like, big bird. Okay, everybody say bye to Tina. She's like, fuck off. Let me go. If by the end of the rehab process, you pour your heart and soul into that animal and keep them alive, and then at the end they want nothing to do with you and they just want to get the fuck out of there, then you've done a really good job. Yay!
So this is like a really big deal. I mean, this is the biggest deal of my entire life, actually. I started this. I'm writing a 3-year business plan where I build out a site that functions as an exotic animal ambassador sanctuary and an education center. I want it to have a studio so other streamers and YouTubers can come and do programs. This is my ideal. This is like my dream. And I have the resources to try to make it happen. So I'm gonna try.
And so that's how the idea of Alveus came to be. And so I wanted to have a facility where we had rescued animal ambassadors, where they could be ambassadors. I could get people to fall in love with them as individuals and then teach them about their wild counterparts.
Danny found out that Alveus doesn't exactly mean reservoir in Latin, because I don't think that they use that term, but it's close enough. I wanted to name it something that had to do with San Luis Obispo. I released Bean and did all my IRLs at the base of Bishop's Peak. I was thinking it'd be cool to name it Bishop's because I didn't want to name it Bean because it just sounds silly. Dion made this logo. Isn't just any peak, is Bishop's Peak. And where I flew Mulan and where I released Bean. So this is Bishop's and this is Bean. Dionysus, people clap.
No, I'm not gonna shout out my Instagram, but what I am gonna shout out is probably the best girl on the platform. Maya started a nonprofit. Please go help her nonprofit because all of this shit is just window dressing, okay?
Anyway, speaking of nonprofit, I'm kind of freaking out. They accepted my offer. The sellers accepted my offer. And it's really scary to put what feels like everything financially into this idea. I have submitted so much paperwork to get my loan all finalized and to get that all figured out. Today is the last day that I can back out of this offer for whatever reason. I close in mid-February. I am putting everything into this property. Like, I will not have money once I purchase this property.
I had been talking about wanting to do this sanctuary for a long time. I had a pretty tight network of creators in Austin, and then I went to do this fundraising stream. 2021, our capital campaign fundraiser, we had a lofty goal of $500,000. We had creators donate items that were of significance to their communities.
The auction was going to be relatively small at first. I was just going to do the animal paintings. And then streamers reached out to me wanting to give me items. They were like, how can I help? What can I donate? Like, what has lore? Like, what are people going to want? Indeed. It was sick.
Yes.
Like, we have so many good items now. It's absurd. Hassan has donated a life-sized Donald Trump cutout that he has signed. It's Donald Trump holding like a machine gun. S-Van signed an NFL football. T-Pain's wife overnighted me a pair of his worn Gucci loafers. T-Pain has sent Gucci loafers for the auction.
Soda Poppin donated his golden shovel. And so we did an auction, like a live auction on Twitch. It was wildly successful.
Thank you so much.
And kid, $123. Some big cuts. So much hair on the floor.
And so we raised $572,000. And the $500,000 goal was me shaving my head. So in 2021, I shaved my head on that stream. It was awesome.
What else can I say about this? I don't know. When I started streaming, I started streaming music, right? I was just like singing on stream for fun and whatever. And when I brought Bean out and like this all just happened so serendipitously, you know, like the clips going on LSF, like everything working out the way that it has, and me being in Texas and me now doing this fundraiser and having a nonprofit that is literally my dream. My dream to have an exotic animal sanctuary where I can teach people about conservation. It is absurd that I'm in this position. Do you guys remember Pandemonium Aviaries? Gosh, it must have been like my 3rd podcast guest. When I'm looking for a parrot or 2 for my program, do you have anything or do you know of anyone that would have something? She gave me 6 options. Okay, this is the blue-fronted Amazon. Her name is Siren. Ta-da! She sings you happy birthday when you feed her. She's not much of a biter. I'm not sure how old she is, but she was abandoned by a pet owner a while ago, so she's had her for quite some time. You'll see the macaws in this video, but Mia is the one that we're getting. She's an African gray. She's in the back of this video. So this is the macaw pair that I said no to, and this is Mia. I didn't get any pictures of her, but I got this video. Because she flew away from 2 of her previous owners, Michelle taught Mia her phone number. I think it's something that we can handle, but if she tries to dox Michelle on stream, I'm just gonna scream. Sammy has been incubating emu eggs. And she FaceTimed me last night, and they hatched last night. So the plan is to pick up a baby emu as well at the beginning of March. This is a hatching. Wow, look at him. Yay. We have our chinchilla ambassador that I have talked to you guys about before, whose name is Moomin. So we have, with the chinchilla, a fur trade ambassador, with the emu, an exotic meat trade ambassador, and with the 2 parrots, exotic pet trade ambassadors. I have decided against the blood python. I decided against that, but I did say yes to both a carpet python and a ball python. The other thing that I had a conversation about was these parrots. This lady really wants me to take the 2 macaws. She told me, tell me how big of an aviary you can build. I will tell you if the 4 of them can live together in it, and we'll go from there. The thing that Michelle said, because these are Michelle's parrots that she wants me to take, is that the 2 macaws are just, she thinks they're really, really special birds. She's also 70 years old, and so she knows that these birds are going to outlive her, and she really wants them to go somewhere where she knows that they'll be loved and, you know, really well taken care of. It's just going from 2 parrots to 4 parrots is a massive jump. The next animals that I'm looking at are just arachnids and arthropods. The amount of things that we're picking up from California is increasing. So right now we're picking up an African gray parrot, a blue-fronted Amazon parrot, a ball python, a carpet python, and an African pixie frog, also known as an African bullfrog, at the same zoo where I'm getting the snakes and the emu from. I was gonna take the 2 smaller parrots at the beginning, and then go back in the summer and potentially take the 2 macaws if everything worked out. She really wants me to take them all at the same time. So, we're gonna have the macaws here, and the 2 smaller parrots at Alveus. I think it's Tico is the blue and gold, and then Miley is the Catalina macaw. This is kind of our first ambassador. He's 16 days old. Right, he hatched on Valentine's Day. I went and picked him up this morning from the Austin airport. Oh, he likes shiny things. My rings are shiny. I take my rings off because they were just like annoying my finger. I just like put them on the ground. I thought she was gonna play with them like baby keys. And Choppy just eats it.
He's like a little melon. Focus. Little melon man. Tweet, tweet.
What's his name gonna be? That is the next step, chat. Here we are. I've been calling it a him. I literally don't know why it's 50-50. Melon, emo, Cupid, Bobby, melon, melon, melon. Why is everybody saying melon? Okay, let's just do the next poll then, because the top 2 are definitely Yoshi and Stompy. Yoshi with 49%, Stompy with 34%. Oh shit! Oh my god. Wait, Stompy is now winning. Stompy's at 56%. Yoshi's at 44%. Stompy. I know I want to do a property tour for the first stream at the property, but I also don't want to just like go to the property and then just turn on the street. Like, shouldn't it be, I feel like it should be more special, or like more of an event, you know what I mean?
Welcome to the property. How crazy is this? 3-year plan. The plan for today. The plan for today's. Today. For the, are you kidding me?
It's Brittany, bitch.